Hailstorm. It's pumpkins, Bob.
Well, that was just ushering in
Well, Little
Marshall
Pumpkins.
to the studio, basically.
Little pumpkins is
Hurricane
just
Marshall
when they
is
first
here.
bud, not the full grown.
Like
No, we
those little
didn't.
acorn squash.
Yeah. So, Marshall, great to see you. I want to talk about your release, Saturday Night Pink, and all sorts of other adventures that you've been through. But as you know, always like to kick off with a song. So, whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
All right. This song is called Night Turns to Day. It's the last song that I played last time I was here, and I think Bob liked it, so I'm going to do it again. It's the only one I'll repeat.
Yes, sir. That right there is how you kick off a Pass the Hat show. You say something nice about Bob, and you play a great song. See, everybody should do that.
So, Marshall, how's the last year or so been for you? Been writing much?
Yeah. So I just started writing again. I guess in the last few months, I had that Saturday Night Pink album come out earlier this year, so started writing again after that. And usually, what I do is I'll write a song and then record it, and then write a song and record it. But this time, I'm trying to write a whole batch of songs before I start recording.
So, Saturday Night Pink, give us a little summation of that one. Where was that recorded?
That was done in New Orleans with some friends of mine.
Cool. 12
Cool.
tracks.
Yeah, 12 tracks. Yeah.
So did you hang out down there for a while and do this all at once?
Yeah, well, it was kind of like a bunch of trips, like back and forth.
Yeah.
Which was nice because you get to go, more than one time.
Well, it's out there, and it is a great record. And it's out there on Bandcamp and also the streaming services as well, I guess.
Yep. You can find it pretty much anywhere.
We've been listening to some tracks of it. A terrific piece of work. And so how far along are you now with this new one? You got 3, 4, 5, halfway?
Well, yeah. I mean, there were some songs that didn't quite fit onto the last release that I might try and repurpose for the next one. And then, so including those and the new ones, I think I'm probably at like probably 10 finished, and then probably like 3 or 4 more that are in progress.
Well, you're in great shape. Everybody keep track on Marshall's adventures. Marshall Sidbury, MARSHALL, Sidbury, SIDBURY.com. Sounds like you own a candy company. Sidbury's Fine Chocolates.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's showing up on the
chocolates.
website tomorrow, probably.
Well, we're here to enjoy as much of your fine music as we can. So what do you have for us next?
All right, here's another song about nighttime. Night goes on for days. When the lights go out at the end of the day, there's a change coming over you. Can't nothing stand in its way. And the sky's turning blue, and the birds fly across the clouds, and you're walking in the madness on the boulevard, and there's nothing that you can't find, and you're roaming the halls with the walls all painted red. Night goes on for days, and you're looking for the party, but you ain't gonna stay. Night goes on for days. And there's something on your mind, but you can't remember what it was. And there's some way you're supposed to be, but you don't know where you are. And you're roaming the halls with the walls all painted red. Night goes on for days, and you're looking for the party, but you ain't gonna stay. Night goes on for days. Night it goes on for days. It goes on for
Yes, sir. Marshall Sidbury live here on Pass the Hat.
Marshall, tell us a little bit about the magic of songwriting as you do it. That song has sort of a hook, Night Goes On for Days. Is that so? For that song, did that strike you first, and then you built the song around it, or you have some chords you're messing with, or what happens?
So for this one, I was trying to imagine something like something about something I'd read. So it's actually like kind of like groupie culture in like the 70s with like bands like Led Zeppelin and people like David Bowie. There's this whole groupie scene in Los Angeles.
So you were having
Which
this
I do
great
not
musician
condone.
fantasy thing going on.
Sorta, yeah. But so yeah, I don't know where that song "Night Goes On for Days" came from exactly. But it's just kind of like thinking about like partying for like days on end kind of thing, which I don't condone either.
I do.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Yeah, there are we got to draw lines,
Yeah,
in doing
no pun
that.
intended.
I thought it was interesting. I enjoyed the line that you used as the refrain in the song, and also the idea of looking for the party, but you're not going to stay.
Right.
I think that's the introvert's lament. Like, I want to be at the party, but I don't, and that sticks as an idea.
That's kind of the story of my life.
Yeah, loved being here. Goodbye.
Now I have to leave. It's very peoply in here.
Yep.
Yeah, I can relate to that for sure.
Everybody, tonight's show, as always, the audio is available out there on WHUPFM.org. And there's a live stream, not just our show, but all of the dozens of wonderful shows here in WHUP that run all the time, all day long, all week long.
24/7, y'all.
But also, Bob Johnson, due to the magic of his multimedia expertise, sets up now and has for the last 2 or 3 years a live stream. Bob, how do people find that? Because we want to see Marshall and his harmonica and his what kind of guitar. Is it a Gibson or what is that?
This is a guild.
Oh, a Guild. I saw the G was all. So, yeah,
And his awesome hat.
absolutely. So how do people find our live stream?
At Whoop Ass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat on your favorite live streaming services, which are, by the way, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
Easiest way to find it right now, if you're scrambling, is go to Facebook, Pass the Hat Facebook page. It'll be right there.
It'll be right there on top.
Just click on it.
Nice.
And we have had some minor audio issues on the live stream. We've got them fixed, I believe, this week. So now, high def audio going out with the high def video. So you should be enjoying all of the good sounds right now.
Because the automatic translator, I think last week, Sam Fraser, one of his songs, got translated into Croatian or something.
It was interesting.
Which is a beautiful language, but
Like captions?
no, there's a little thing that the little electronic thing went niggly.
It's just the first step of AI taking over
Oh.
our world.
Yeah.
Demons. We call them demons.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can save us from this conversation, Marshall, by playing a song now.
All right. Cool. Yeah, this is a new one.
That's what we're here for.
This is very new. This is like adjusting the words today, and first time I played harmonica with it was today, so it should be interesting. It's called "Carry the Load." Riding shotgun in a brand new Cadillac, hoping and dreading that you might come back. I'm headed where the magnolias bloom. I'm thinking about the last time that you left my room, and I'm rolling down the road. Ain't no one around to help me carry the load. Saw you walking down the street, wearing a disguise. Mother Mary told me you're telling the same old lies. You said too much to the soldiers one night outside the ride. Ain't no one but you knew the room where I was hiding, and I'm rolling down the road. Thank you, thank you.
Carry the load, Marshall Sidbury. So, do you feel embarrassed? You're writing so many great songs. And were you doing this also during the pandemic, or is this something that kind of has come along recently as the juices started flowing again?
Oh yeah, I was writing during the pandemic. I actually got a lot more done then,
Really?
because I wasn't like preparing to go out and play at the radio station.
Do everything
Stuff
else,
like that,
right?
Yeah. So I stayed home and wrote quite a bit. So
How do you keep up this is compared to many of the people we speak to, it's a pretty astonishing clip of production. Do you have habits that you follow every day? Do you have a routine? Or is this just something you're driven to do? This is your thing in the world.
I do some kind of music every day, whether it's like practicing or writing or recording. But it's usually the weekends is when I find time to really focus on the writing, and I guess for recording as well. I mean, I have a studio at home, so if I don't have anything to do for the weekend, I'll record all weekend. That seems to be pretty rare where I don't have anything to do.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question because you mentioned write a song, then record it, write a song, then record it.
Yeah.
I thought that gets very expensive going into the studio, but not if your studio is in your house.
Yeah. So it was a little different with the record in New Orleans because I had to adjust that routine. But yeah, the previous two records I did record at home.
Everybody, you are enjoying our time with Marshall Sidbury. Marshall, people are going to want to see you live. Do you have anything planned coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be in Chapel Hill at spot on Franklin Street called Epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there before, but it's like a bookstore and they have beer.
Oh my gosh,
chocolate.
I've been there and it's
Yeah.
magnificent and
Okay.
you should go. It's such a great venue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
and
cool.
you'll fit really well there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And parking, for once, in Chapel Hill should not be an issue tomorrow.
Nope,
We're
because
in
the
between
students are
sessions,
gone.
right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So this is, it's actually put on through downtown Chapel Hill.
Yep.
It's like a nonprofit that does music and stuff around town. Yeah, so doing that tomorrow, and then got a few weeks off, and then a band show at Beer and Banjos over in Carborough.
Yeah, that's a good show too.
At 401 Main. That's on a Wednesday evening. Those are fun. So yeah, I'll be over there with the band, and then booking for the second half of the year is in progress.
Now, who's in the band? And is your music terribly different in the band?
Well, I play electric guitar, so I guess I play a Telecaster. So that's,
we like electric guitars.
yeah.
Kirk
so,
Ridge plays an electric guitar.
Well, I own one. Actually, I haven't played it in a while. I think I ought to bring that thing out. See
Yeah,
if
you
it.
ought to.
Yeah.
So
So-
yeah, I mean it's not that radically different. It's just louder.
So you're on electric, you got a bass, you got some percussion.
Yeah, I got a
saxophone,
drummer, bass
probably.
player, keyboard player.
Oh, nice.
All really good players. Keyboard player does some background vocals. Yeah, it's a good time.
Everybody, as long as we're talking about gigs, we need to alert you that Durham Centerfest applications have been extended until Tuesday the 20th. So if you've been one of those lollygaggers, which I know you are, still time. Just Google Durham Arts Council, click on Centerfest. It might say the deadline's passed, but ignore that and just click for performer applications, and we'll see what the committee thinks about finding you a place at this year's Centerfest. It'll be downtown Durham in the middle of September, of 35,000 people walking the streets of Durham. Hopefully we have Kim and Bob there running one of our main stages, and a wonderful time.
You want to, Bob? You want to do that?
I'm in. I'm
All right,
wondering
cool.
if Marshall is writing this down so he can submit the band.
I'll apply.
I think it's the 15th and 16th of September, if I'm not mistaken.
Excellent.
I'm on
Cool.
it.
Awesome.
That's 2 weeks after my hip replacement. I should be doing jumping jacks by then.
Well, I got my golf cart, and I'll come on and get you wherever you are.
Kirk Ridge for Centerfest, y'all. He gets a private golf cart with his name on it.
I'm
Just
the-
rides all around.
The mayor of Centerfest.
Basically, the mayor of Centerfest.
That's fun.
Marshall, we need you to play another song.
Okay. All right. This one is called "Sitting in the Yard." I think this was on 2 albums ago. An album called "Late Eclipses." I hear you talking, saying that you change. You're gonna be there for Saturday. You're gonna call every single night. I hear you talk, but you just sound the same. Just like that train sitting in the yard. You got your lights on, but you ain't going nowhere. I see you walking down Foster Street while they're packing up and taking down the signs. Nobody waiting, ain't nothing left to write. I see you walking down the dirty street, just like that train blowing up steam. Your engine running, but you don't know what it means. I know your ways and I know your shame. I know your lies, I don't know your name. I know your voice and I know your touch, but I don't need you, not very much. Just like that train sitting in the yard. You got your lights on, but you ain't going nowhere. No, you ain't going nowhere. Thank you, thank you.
Round of applause for Marshall Sidbury. Live here in the studio. We are having the best time ever.
Marshall, I have a question about actually your website and all of your aesthetic work.
Especially his biography. Did you read that?
I
killer.
did.
That is what a life he's led.
Yeah. And that's what leads me to, you have a certain aesthetic. Your website has one. And I'm loving it because it's terribly intriguing. And it makes me wonder, when people show up to your shows, if they've seen your website, they've seen your, the visual work here, what is their response to you when they hear your music?
I mean, usually they want me to sign body parts, like
You carry a
very
Sharpie with you all the
intimate
time, right?
body parts. Yeah. That's usually the response.
It's the indelible ink in that Sharpie.
Right.
Yeah, lasts for a lifetime.
I'm really, what I really was drawn to is the visuals on your Saturday Night Pink album. I looked at it across all the platforms, and it really pops. When you put together like your website, it's just very visually appealing. Your photography. Do you have a team of people that do that, or do you do that? Because that's pretty impressive stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a team. I have friends that help out with things like that. My wife helps with some of the visuals and the photography. The buddy Joey Metro over in Durham that helps out with video and photography and stuff like that. So, I wouldn't call it a team, but
No, but
friends.
we know that matters.
Sounds work these days.
I think it's an entourage more than a team.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
But we know that matters, right? Because we've had friend of the show Sally Sharding in, for example, who does a lot of this work. She's a musician, but she also
great at
does
it.
photography and the websites. And you can tell when people have an entourage, when they have friends help them out with this, because it just looks better. And when you have the whole package, when you look more professional, people are going to hire you.
Totally makes a difference. Y'all get out to marshallsidbury.com and check out the website. It is very nice.
It is.
And it's entertaining. It's fun and informative. So you learn that you can go down to Epilogue tomorrow at 7 o'clock in Chapel Hill and catch Marshall playing. That you can go to Beer and Banjos the next week and catch the band.
Yep.
Bob, we should give a shout out to your niece, Dakota. And
yes.
speaking of people who are doing like just some wonderful videos and things. And so, real quickly, what's she up to?
Her latest was there's a muralist in Carborough who's doing a mural on one of the buildings down in Carborough, and so she's been doing a whole lot of these artist profile kind of things. So that's the latest.
Dakota Taxoplasm. And what's her website? Remember?
Alala Productions, ALALA Productions.
Well, everybody, we are reaching the top of the hour, and we are WHUP. And Bob, we had mentioned that we were live streaming, but the all of the videos that you've captured, or hundreds of them, are out there in those same streaming places.
No, that's right. Twitch only keeps them for 2 weeks because it's Twitch and people play games on Twitch. YouTube and Facebook keep them forever, so they're out there forever until somebody buys YouTube and shuts it down.
It's probably the greatest archive of contemporary, original North Carolina music, gotta be, anywhere.
Oh, I agree. And growing every week with the addition of Marshall now on his second Pass the Hat appearance. So we're getting a lot of good stuff out there.
I'm just thankful that Marshall hasn't passed his hat over here expecting a donation, because we are happy to give a donation.
Got my wallet right here.
But Venmo, yeah. And everybody, we are, as we said, Pass the Hat. And this is WHUP LP Hillsboro. And in lieu of a monetary donation, Marshall, we have something for you for our Hour 2 sponsor.
And
Bob,
this is
tell
where
us
you
about them.
spokesmodel.
Okay.
That's right. Support for the second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs. Every guest here on Pass the Hat gets a gift of chocolate from Matthews, and this one is the infamous Matthews WHUP chocolate bar. We don't know what's in it, but the ingredients are written on the back, but it's all so wonderfully artistically decorated. We're almost afraid that people actually eat these, but you can read the ingredients out if you'd like.
Sugar pecan with malt balls, and dark chocolate.
That's going to be terrible.
If you don't want it, Bob is saying you can leave it with him.
Yeah, not everybody likes malt balls as much as I do.
WHUP microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice. Work
Kim
of art.
dubbed
It's
that the
beautiful.
whoopaphone. Yes.
We like those old tube mics.
Yeah.
They just sound good.
A 1 pound chocolate bar. That's Matthew's famous, what he originally crafted as the dinner party chocolate bar. The idea being that with a knife or with your hands, you could break those individual squares into many different pieces and give a piece to everybody at your dinner party.
Where you could stab everyone at the dinner party and eat it yourself.
Well,
That's
make sure
just good
you
thought.
save some for your wife, because that would be the
That is
the
true.
main word of advice we have to yield
Now that we
tonight.
broadcast it and she might be watching, she knows.
That is true. Can you follow that candy blurb with a song, Marshall?
Sweet song.
I can. Yeah, I'll just say first that when I walked in here before I was on the air, I told the crew here that I've been thinking about that chocolate bar all day, which is true. I have been.
It's bait.
It is
Musician bait.
Musician bait.
All right, this is another new one from back in around January. I wrote this with a friend of mine named Damon Harris. We went out to Joshua Tree,
Oh, nice.
California, for a few days and wrote and recorded several songs. And this is one of those. It's called Long Gone. Long time gone. No, you never check down your hotel. Preachers in the streets screaming, go to hell. Dirty miss can't hide all your lies. Light steals the dark out of your eyes. Long time before the dawn. Long time gone. Honey, babe, I just can't hang around with your hollow voice and your mean old hand. Everybody knows that the west wind blows. Ain't nobody know just where it goes. Long time before dawn. Be a long time gone. Long time gone.
Marshall Sidbury, still alive here in the studio. Marshall, I get the impression from tonight and from a few months ago when you were here with us, or maybe several months ago, that you're mostly a solo to yourself songwriter. You were saying you write songs in your house, go down and record it, write it and record it, but you introed that song by saying you wrote it with somebody else. Out in Joshua Tree. Is that a different process, or is it difficult to switch back and forth between it's just me writing a song and now I'm collaborating with somebody?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's cool to have somebody to get ideas from. It's like, oh, what's that? We can use that, or it can go faster, but it can also kind of like it's kind of delicate, with like throwing out ideas. It's like, well, then what do you say if you don't like the idea?
Yeah, that sucks. We're not putting that lyric in.
Or if somebody doesn't like your idea,
Yeah, now you've not just writing a song. Now you're having a relationship.
Right. Yeah.
And it's I can imagine it's totally different dynamics. But obviously some magic happens. That was a good song.
Thanks. Yeah.
And it had good sing-along parts to it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Damon definitely deserves, a good deal of credit on that one.
I'm interested in how every single song that you have played has had a rhythm that I won't forget. And it made me wonder, does rhythm, we always ask our songwriters, is it the words, is it the rhythm, is it the music? Does rhythm drive you, or does rhythm drive the story that you're trying to tell?
For me, I don't think I would say that rhythm drives the story necessarily. Like, I don't even know if my songs really have stories. I guess that one kind of maybe does, but I mean, it creates a mood,
Yeah.
which contributes to can sort of be a foundation for where you might go lyrically or melodically.
And when you're with your band, because I saw you as you played that last song, I bet your band can get lost in some jams. Like, do you ever end up playing the 15-minute song?
We don't really jam that much.
Oh, really?
Which is probably due to my limitations as a lead player.
Okay.
So like the leads that I play are pretty much like, composed ahead of time.
Well, that song definitely sounded like it could ramble.
Oh, in a good way. Like I
In a
was
good way.
I was going with it. I was rolling.
You do too many jams, Kim. Like you're only doing like 4 songs a night. Marshall wants to do all his songs, so
No, I would like to start stretching out and jamming a little bit more. It's fun.
Well, we would love to hear more of those songs. You got another one for us?
Yeah, sure. This one's called "Ain't It Heavy." This opens up the last album, Saturday Night Pink. I see you walk all over town, and I see you stand on solid ground, where it seems like something is holding you down. How do you carry that thing around? Why don't you throw it off the levee? Ain't it heavy? Snow is falling, but you don't care. Wind is blowing, but you don't mind. You let bird build nests all in your hair. And when the springtime comes to leave you behind, you're standing there trying to keep it steady. Ain't it heavy? Well, the train coming, but it's too late. Down the track you can hear it whine. Now your heart is filled with freight, and its cost can't be defined. Why don't you haul it off in the back of your Chevy? Ain't it heavy? Ain't it heavy? Ain't it heavy? Thanks. Appreciate that.
All right, in that song,
Here she comes.
Well, no, I've got a question because I couldn't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Is what's heavy literal or metaphorical or both? I thought it was both.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's metaphorical, I suppose. Like,
Okay, cool.
it doesn't really say what it is in the first verse, but in the second verse, a bird builds a nest in the person's hair, and then that gets heavy. I don't know how heavy.
I mean, that's a very real risk that I run every day, right?
Nest in your hair.
I think it's like a Shakespearean thing, isn't it? Like that's in some it's in some Shakespeare play about a bird's nest in your hair.
I think you're right about that, and I'm
Seems
not
reasonable.
You're an
remembering
English
which
teacher,
one
aren't
it
you?
is. I am, yeah.
Okay.
And am I remembering? No, I am not.
School's out. You don't
Yeah,
have to think about it anymore.
my thinking time is over now.
Did you mention in the first stanza, did you mention a levee?
Yeah.
And that made me wonder, my mind wanders, I apologize. Has anyone ever actually been to a levee, or is it just a good word to say because it rhymes with so many things, Chevy and bevy and heavy and...
We used to go fishing at the levee over by
Really?
Jordan Lake. Yeah, when I was
So does the levee have to be like earthen, like an earthen dam, or what is? Now that you've actually the only one here who's seen a levee in person, what is
He
it?
goes to New Orleans all the time.
Well, they got
He's
levees all
seen
over
them.
the
Yeah,
place,
they're
yeah.
swinging
Yeah.
from the
Well, they
rafters.
are there for a while
yeah,
and
the
then
ones
they
that
wash
I'm
away.
familiar with are concrete.
Okay.
Yeah, but probably back in the day they were probably earthen.
But when the Mississippi
Rocks
rose,
or
there they
sand.
went.
See, I think a levee is really just a dam, and it's a friendlier word.
I was going to say you got a levee right on your property.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a levee from now on.
And Marshall, have you recorded that song yet?
That one with Sid?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's on Saturday Night Pink, the
Okay.
latest release. Yeah.
So when you heard that back, did you hear just a little bit of Dylan-esque flavor? Because I sure did.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, it was Dylan flavor. Like clearly you're not imitating, but it was flavor sprinkled in there, and I was digging it. And I have to say I'm not the biggest Dylan fan, but when I hear flavor in that very poetic way and in that wail he kind of does, I dig it. It's
Yeah,
all
it
I
works.
need.
It
Yeah,
totally works.
it's all I need.
I'm not even going to respond to what you just said.
Because you're a Dylan fan.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah, I apologize, Kirk.
Especially the Christmas album, Kim. That's why you haven't become a true fan. Is
Wait till you hear what she says about the
Must be
Beatles.
Santa.
I think Marshall needs to play another song so Kirk doesn't aim for me in the street.
yeah, I got the spitball coming.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about Dylan albums later.
That's a
So
whole
we
nother
can-
show.
Okay. No, I'm open to that.
Okay. All right, this one is called Black Crow Fly. Black crow flying through the wind and rain. Black crow fly like a diesel train. Wanna see you again. Black crow flying down Railroad Street, standing there with my dirty feet. Hey now, black crow fly. Black crow flying through the morning light,
I wish I had me a 45. I'd fly like the black crow fly. Yeah, fly like the black crow fly.
Very nice. Really like
Some
that
fine
one.
picking.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
So, I mean, I've got to ask the question: did you listen to a lot of roots type music growing up that influenced those sort of songs?
I did not growing up. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't get into that kind of thing later, but I do now.
So, so growing up, what kind of music were you inundated with?
Well, I guess to clarify, I guess when you said growing up, I was,
Well,
I was thinking
in-
about, like as a kid, like
Back
around
in
house with
the
parents
house,
kind
what
of thing.
did they play any music?
Classical music
Yeah, really.
That's
Huh.
was on the radio a lot in the car.
Interesting.
And then
And by classical, you don't mean like Led Zeppelin. You mean Tchaikovsky and
yeah, like
Vivaldi.
yeah, and in the car more so than the house. There wasn't a lot of music played in the house. I mean, I played music in the house, but that was more like popular music that was.
When did you get your first guitar?
MTV.
So the first guitar came when?
Around 16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually, it looked exactly like this. This is a 77 that I found a few years ago, but
Wow.
my first one would have been a 90 something, and that guitar got busted up, unfortunately.
But someone in your life must have encouraged you to play music. It doesn't sound like the household itself was terribly musical.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a piano in the house, which I sort of like started messing around with around the same time that I started playing
Mhm.
guitar. So that was nice to have around. But yeah, when I was around the time I started playing guitar, I was getting into things like Dylan and like was really into the Grateful Dead
Mhm.
during those years. So I mean, I guess that's roots music. You call that?
Roots.
Oh,
Roots-ish,
very much, yeah. American roots, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Fraser, after the show was over last week, the singer-songwriter out of Greensboro, he and I were talking about books, and he recommended one that I would highly recommend to you. It was the Paul Simon Malcolm Gladwell audiobook.
Okay.
Go get it. Just go listen to it. Check it out from the library, which is what I did, and it will change your life.
What is it like? What's the
Paul
subject?
Simon, it's called I think it's just Conversations.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
it's
no,
magnificent.
like
Go-
interviews with.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why
I'm
it's,
all about audiobooks, so that's great.
Everybody, we are here with Marshall Sidbury. You can learn all about Marshall and listen to excerpts from his most recent record, Saturday Night Pink, out there at marshallsidbury.com. You do want to get a hold of this record. Are there CDs available?
Yeah. On the Bandcamp store, you can get CDs. Yep. Thank you for-
We're
thank you
all in
for
favor of
asking.
CDs because you got the
Yeah.
12-pack of wonderful tunes. From
And the
Marshall.
prices are right too. I looked at his Bandcamp, and go give him your $7, your $11,
Oh, I
whatever
know.
you're going to get.
It's a
worth
deal. It's a bargain.
Is that what the price is? $11?
I think so for the CD, 11 or 12. Yeah. So yeah.
We're gonna raise the prices.
All right.
Just kidding.
15 if you want it signed.
Yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of the Bird's Nest, so I have a video for that song. The
Okay.
song. You can find that on YouTube, and I have a Bird's Nest prop which I have in my head.
Nice.
On my head with two little birds in it. So I was thinking about putting that in the on the Bandcamp store. If someone would be interested in buying the Bird's Nest, you can message me on social
Right.
media, or maybe I'll give it away. Who knows?
No birds were harmed in the making of this
Yeah,
hat.
they're,
I think
Kim.
that's got to be an auction.
Yeah.
The bidding is going to go high on that thing.
If you want the
Marshall?
live birds, I mean, that's going to cost you, and you're going to need PETA approval.
Well,
Yeah.
you're just going to have to stand really still for a while.
Marshall, I think we've got time for you to play 2 more songs.
Okay.
Yep.
If we shut up and let him play.
We are right now.
All right. This one's called Saturday in Between, and it was on the Late Eclipses album from 2021. Jesus died on Friday evening, was back at work the next week. He went out fishing on the seesaw, beat her down in Galilee. He asked him 2 times or maybe 3, what's the matter, man? Don't you remember me on Saturday in Between? I know no lady lives down the street with 7 grandkids and mouths to feed. Just like a mother, she had a plan. You can see the scars on over her hand. She got a laundry line where she hangs the sheets. She sells the speed to anyone that needs on a Saturday in Between. Remember when we was all strung out, used to stay awake, just scream and shout, still find a way to make the parade, sleep it off in the shade. Now it ain't quite light here, and I can't sleep with birds and sirens and a roof that leaks on a Saturday in Between. Saturday in Between.
Sidbury live here on Pass Ahead. Kim, you mentioned the last song was Dylan-esque. That was John Prine-esque to me. I was totally hearing that in the way you were picking and kind of the not so much telling a story but setting a scene that John Prine did so well. That song did that for me as well.
Cool. Thanks.
Good job.
That's a huge compliment. Appreciate that.
So if you're looking for a wide-ranging musical artist to go see, go to marshallsidbury.com, check out his shows, go see him play. He's a really interesting artist. Like, you're a really interesting artist. You're thoroughly enjoyable to watch. Instrumentalist, storyteller. And yeah, we'd love to hear one more song from you.
All right, cool. Let's do it. This one is called Sweet Lorraine. This closes out the Saturday Night Pink album that I actually wrote it several years ago and hadn't put it on anything, and then I was like, oh, that would be perfect to end the Saturday Night Pink album, so recorded it for that. Well, the cops might keep your precious things, your Prince of Peace and your wedding rings. So give my best to the firing squad, the chairman and
do-dumb man. Hold tight, sweet rain. The words you speak are all the same. I see you dancing in the rain. Heaven knows the reason why you shoot your gun. When the devil's dancing all around, while the ruler's riding something down for $1.03 or a drink of rye. He might let you pass back into the light. Good night, sweet rain. I heard him calling out your name. I see you dancing in the rain. Heaven knows the reason why you shoot your gun. Good night, sweet rain. Good night, sweet rain. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Everybody enjoyed our time here in Marshall with you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And everybody, we will now have the opportunity to share some of Marshall's favorite music.
That's right. Marshall brings in a playlist for the last 30 minutes of the show. So y'all be sure to catch Marshall at Epilogue tomorrow, June 17th in Chapel Hill. And Marshall, it's time to wave goodbye to the live stream. Y'all can keep listening at WHUPFM.org and on the TuneIn app, because we're going to hear Marshall's playlist, but you're not going to be able to watch Marshall as that happens on the live stream. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Marshall, which song would you like to